Welcome back to the Irish Bandit channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I, as always, am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. Today on the show, we are talking about Criminal Minds Evolution, the first, or is it 16th season? I'm really not sure if this is a new series or a continuation of the original series. You know my love for the show Criminal Minds. I've been watching it since season 1 and watched every season up until its final season in 2020. I do believe it was the final season. Lasted 15 seasons on CBS. And this year we had the revival Criminal Minds Evolution on streaming this time. So big difference between this one and the original series. In the States, it was streaming on Paramount Plus, and in Canada, it's streaming on Disney Plus. Go figure that one out. But Disney Plus does have all 15 seasons of the original series, so I'm very happy about that. So let's talk about Criminal Minds Evolution, what I liked, what I didn't like, and my overall thoughts on the series. Let's start off with what I liked about it. So if you haven't seen Criminal Minds Evolution, you're not going to have to worry about spoilers, because I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not talking about story plots. That can be for another video. I'm just talking about what I liked about the show, and there was a lot to like about it. If you're a longtime Criminal Minds fan like myself, there's a lot to like about it. It does have this, it almost has the same formula, but I mean, there are no new members of the BAU. There are some members of the BAU who didn't return from the final season. We'll talk about that later. One of the big things that kind of puzzled me about Criminal Minds Evolution was how they were going to bring back Garcia. Because it seemed like at the end of the original series, it was pretty cut and dry that she was gone. She didn't want anything more to do with being in the FBI or part of BAU. Not that she didn't love her BAU family. That's not what I'm saying. Because Garcia loves everyone, no matter what. And one of the things I love about her and why she is my favorite character from the show, the original series and this one, because they had a lot of the original writers return, which I'm thankful for. Another thing I loved is just, it was the original writers. You know, Erica Messer is show running this, which is great because she's been with Criminal Minds since the very beginning. So it was great to have her back. Breen Fraser, another OG from the production side. Who was it that directed the season finale? I don't remember who it was, but they were a longtime director for Criminal Minds, so it was great to have them. AJ Cook, who plays JJ in the show. I was going to say JJ Prentice, but no. No. Jennifer Giroux, she directed an episode, which was great to see as well. She did a really good job directing. So it was great to see all these characters that I know and love return. Agent Rossi, Prentice, Garcia, which I was talking about earlier. Like those are JJ, those are like the 4 OGs. Well, 2 OGs if we're going Garcia and JJ, because you know they've been in it since the very beginning, the very first episode when Hotch, Gideon, Morgan, Reed were still around. So it was really great to see them. Some of the characters that I've come to love along the way. Sorry about that. I'm on a roll here. Some of the characters that I've loved along the way, like Prentice, who's a great character. Tyler, who I really only got to know in the last few seasons, played by Aisha Taylor. She was just fantastic. We'll call her Tara. So it was great to see these characters return. And I love the Sicarius storyline as well, because normally with Criminal Minds, you had like that big through plot point with some seasons, but they diverge into different cases. But with this one, it was different because I think they could get away with more with streaming. And the fact that it is airing on streaming services like Paramount Plus and Disney Plus, I think really helped it out, because Criminal Minds was never shy on the details of what happened in a case. But being on streaming, they have a little more wiggle room, a little more freedom to be a little, I don't want to say brutal, because I don't want people to think that Criminal Minds is just like tamed down horror stuff, because it's really not. You know, it's a police procedural, of course, and, you know, we've seen our fair share in the days, but this one is different. So I love the fact that it is streaming now. They can get away with a little more. They can get away with more swearing as well, seeing how they're on streaming. It was, at first, it was really jarring to hear Rossi drop an F bomb, but it got comfortable after a while. To me, honestly, it got really comfortable after a while to hear them throw in a shit every now and then, or an F bomb, or a goddamn. So it felt more natural. This is what I like about shows when they're on services like this. It feels a little bit more natural. I know that in Mayans, the sequel series to Sons of Anarchy, they can get away with a lot more heavy cursing as well. So that seems a lot more natural to me. So yeah, I just love the story. I love the return of the characters. There were some new characters that I like the character of Elias Voigt. I thought he was great. Not going to get too much into who he is, but I thought he was a great character. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes for the next season, and they're going to have a next season. But there were a few things about Criminal Minds Evolution that I didn't like. Not enough to make me hate the show, hate the revival, but just some things that maybe... So there's only really two things that I didn't like about Criminal Minds Evolution. The big one being no Spencer Reid. I thought Spencer Reid was the heart of the show most of the times during its initial 15-season run. He was there at the start, he was there at the end, so it felt like the heart was missing from this show because Reid was such an integral part. I hope he's able to return for the next season of Criminal Minds Evolution. But that really didn't take away from anything as well. And speaking of characters with things I didn't like the introduction of this character, Doug Bailey. They kind of seemed to make him like an adversary to Prentiss, and then they tried to give him this redemption arc that to me, didn't work. Not that he was irredeemable, but it felt a little forced. And then everything that happened in the final episode was just like, I'm supposed to care about him now when he's been such a jerk to Prentiss in the first 7 or 8 episodes. Then you have this one moment with him. No, I didn't cheer when that moment happened, but I didn't like it either. But those are the only real things that I didn't like about the series. I'm not going to say that it's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Do I think it was a little soon to do a revival of Criminal Minds? I mean, the way season 15 ended, it was just a little more of a than anything else. So I would have liked to see more. Maybe they can do a do-over when eventually this show runs. And we still don't know what Prentiss wrote on that piece of paper at the end of the initial series, because she went back to her office in one of the episodes during Evolution. She pulled out that piece of paper and read it. We still don't know what the hell she wrote, and I don't think we're ever going to find that out. That's one of the things that I wanted to know. They didn't deliver on it, so I guess that's the third thing I didn't like about it. But that I'll chalk that up to a nitpick, honestly and truthfully. But like I was saying, not a perfect show, but enjoyable. It's Criminal Minds, so I'm gonna watch it, of course, and I am so thrilled to hear they're gonna have another season of this. So, especially with how this season ended, I think they're gonna continue on with the Sicarius storyline. So overall, if you loved Criminal Minds, I say give it a watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was invested for all 10 episodes of this run. It was great to see so many of these characters back. I didn't even talk about Luke. The chemistry between Luke and Penelope is just fantastic. Because, when he came on, when Adam Rodriguez came on to Criminal Minds, I remember him from CSI Miami, but he had such a contentious relationship with Garcia at the very beginning, and then they just finally are warming up to one another. And it's not even the fact that he doesn't like her, she didn't like him, because, I don't know, maybe she thought he was replacing Morgan. There is no replacing Derek Morgan, let's face it. I kind of hope that Shomar Moore returns for a couple episodes of Evolution. That'd be great to see him back. I know there are some we're not going to see. We're not going to see Thomas Gibson back. We're definitely not going to see Mandy Patinkin back, because they killed off Gideon in the original series. But I don't know. There are some I would like to see. I would love to see Simmons back. He was a great addition in the latter seasons of the show. But I will have to see what happens with this next season. But what did you think of Criminal Minds Evolution? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd really love to read your thoughts on this one. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. In the description, you're going to see all the ways you can help support this channel. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Reddit. You can get your Irish Bandit merchandise from my Irish Bandit shop on redbubble.com. You can pick up your copy of my very first novel, Shade Falling, on Amazon. You can get that on either Kindle e-reader or on paperback. And you can buy me a coffee, where right now I have a goal set up where I want to spruce up my PC and get some new Elgato gear to make my gaming streams look a little bit better. So if you can, don't hesitate to donate in the description down below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a brand new video goes live. I will be back tomorrow with more Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay. I'm loving this game so far. It is just everything that I've wanted. And then next week, you're looking at more Hush Hush. I'm going to be reacting to some of my old videos on Tuesday, so join in for the cringe on that one. We got a very special surprise video coming up on Thursday as well, so be sure to join me for that. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.